Hi there, I'm Lou, That Yacht Girl, and today Lee and I are here on the docks at Yacht Sales International, and we are going to have a look at the Greenline 48. Greenlines are a pretty interesting boat, to me at least. I find them technically interesting. They are a hybrid boat, so they run a parallel system of diesel and electric. So we'll have a talk about that a bit later on, but let's step on in and have a look at the Greenline 48. Cockpit on the Greenline 48. The first thing that I've noticed stepping on board is the lovely flooring on this boat. It's either SeaDeck brand or a product like SeaDeck flooring, but it's lovely and spongy, feels great underfoot, it's grippy, and I don't think this stuff gets it all hot either. So
it doesn't get hot. Do you like the feel of it?
I mean, it feels solid, doesn't it? There's no way you're going to slip on this. You've got really good grip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is nice. It's not something you'd see generally on a boat this size, so it's interesting they've chosen to do that. But
yeah, it's normally on ski boats and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, you often see it on smaller boats, day boats.
Yeah.
But it's a nice big cockpit area on this boat. And the Greenline 48, well, the Greenlines generally, to me, are an interesting brand. They are a hybrid system. So it's a direct... Now, this is going to be layman's terms here today. It's way above my pay grade. But basically, on this particular boat, for example, we've got two diesel engines down below. And on the shafts, on the drives of those, you've also got an electric engine, electric motor. So the motor can engage or disengage to drive your props. So you've got the choice of running on the battery or battery or engine. And I think you can do a combination of both as well. We'll obviously have to put links to the Greenline site below. There's a lot to learn about these boats, but they're really popular with people who are looking to get better cruising efficiency. And also, you know, they're nice and quiet when they're running on the electric. When you're on and off the dock, there's no noise at all.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's like running your Tesla or something that's cooler than a Tesla.
Is it more like a Prius, where it's like,
you know,
around town?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because it is a hybrid. It is a hybrid system. What I don't know is whether they continually recharge. My guess is yes, it would the engines would recharge your battery bank. But I think it is an either-or situation of which power you're using. So that's that. And of course, when you're cruising on battery power, you're speed limited. You'll be doing between 4.5 and 6 knots generally, whereas under power on the engines, this one has a cruising speed of 18 to 21, top speed of about 25 knots. So there's quite a difference in that.
Is that fast?
25 knots for a boat like this is okay. European boats don't tend to be so focused on speed as the American boats.
Okay.
But, you know, again, on a boat like this, it's a factor of comfort, and people think they want all this speed, but in actual fact, once they've been running the boat for a while, most people tend to be under 25 knots anyway. That's just from my experience.
And the engines are under here?
The engines are under there. Do we want to dive straight in and have a look?
Yeah. As you say, the business end.
The business end. And this is interesting.
That must be an Australian term.
Now, I've noticed here also that they've already built in this separate piece here. So to me, that looks like you could actually remove this large panel pretty easily in case you needed to get in here and replace any systems or anything like that.
That's actually, there's a couple of Italian boats that I know of that have had to have engine replacements.
Yeah.
And all this has to get removed. The teak deck has to get chipped up. So that's actually...
Yeah, they end up cutting out
very smart
parts of the deck and all this sort of thing. So that's pretty interesting that they've had some foresight there.
Yeah. Actually, this teak is brilliant to kneel on.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Oh,
nice
yeah.
and soft.
Actually, yeah, I'm coming
Yeah.
around to it. Yeah.
It's kind of it may not be as beautiful as some of the other products, but it's really nice to use. Okay, let's hop down in here. So you can see we've got the two big Yanmars, 370 horsepower Yanmars on this one. And as I said, it gives you cruising speed of around 18 to 20 knots. You've got the quick gyro. That's an X16, so that's a larger model.
Another quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're becoming more and more popular, I think, and I totally see why. I mean, the gyros themselves are a brilliant system, but these, from what I understand, are less maintenance, less hassle, easier install. I'd be interested to know what the power consumption is of a quick compared to an equivalent Seakeeper. That would be interesting. So anyway, what else do we have down here that we can see? So this is probably going to be quite hard to see for you, but why don't
Coming down with you.
Why don't I let you get down in there and have a look at that? I'll point you in the right direction.
All right.
So down on the front there, now I'm not an engineer. There's a joke there, I won't say.
Okay.
But I think that is your electric motor.
It looks
so
like,
coming
yeah.
out the front of the engine, you've got the electric motor right there, and then that would lead into your drive shaft. And I'm guessing these are a V shaft. Yep, I can see the shaft coming back there. So we've got a V shaft. So that electric motor sits right on the front of the V shaft.
So, yeah, it's...
So that's something kind of different. You know, these boats really stand out for their technical aspects.
What are these, oil lines or something?
What's that?
These things that are taped off.
I don't know. Did I not just say I wasn't an engineer?
You did. You preferenced.
I would say that's probably hydraulics.
Okay.
Hydraulics?
I don't know. Maybe. Again, go to the
So-
Greenline website.
All the usual stuff down here
Alright.
that you would expect to see.
What's that,
Although
water-
I can't see the generator.
Again, is that water intake or is that exhaust?
That's a Seacock. That's your cooling system.
Okay.
Seacock.
Seacock.
I can't remember the name of those things now. What do they call them? Sea strainer. It's a sea strainer.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, just to keep all your cooling system nice and clean.
So it's like a traditional engine room, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, the hybrid system, you're going to have the engines here as well.
On a full electric, do you have any? What do you have?
Well, you don't have any engines. You have the motors, but no engines. So do you know the difference between a motor and an engine?
I do not know the difference, no.
Okay. A motor is electric, an engine is internal combustion.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
that makes
know.
sense.
I'm sounding more like an engineer every second, aren't I? Okay, so we'll get that big hatch open. So that's some pretty great access. And I will say there's tons of space down there to get around too. And let's lock that down. So let's head out to the back. Again, kiddie gates there. That's kind of nice when you're underway to have that security. Okay, now this is something interesting. We have a grill area here, not surprised to see that. But what I'm finding interesting is there's a window. So, my question...
Just back to that barbecue area. Is that actually practical?
Oh, you know, if you were serious about grilling fish and stuff like that, the nice thing is it keeps fumes, it keeps smell, it keeps grease away from the inside of the boat.
I guess, because you can put this platform down, can't you? So you
Yeah,
could,
the platform is hydraulic, so
you
that
could
can
be
go up
grilling
or down.
with your feet in the water.
You could be. It's an electric grill.
Okay.
I don't know what the implications there might be.
You might need to ground yourself.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. That could be interesting.
Oh, and Lou, what is behind you?
Oh, look at it. The old Jungle Queen.
Pretty much
Yeah,
empty.
the new river here is no end of entertainment. That's one word for it, anyway. I think Wendy and Udo from Yacht Sales International have other words for it, but it's never-ending entertainment. So, I'm wondering if there's a cabin down here,
Okay.
but I don't know how to get to it. So I'm going to try and, whether there might be a little captain's cabin or something down here. Oh, look at this. I think I found it.
Really?
Let's see, there's a... I think here. I don't know how to get this open. Okay, I'm trying to get... There we go. If we take that off... it's from here. Look at this. This is part of the reason I love boat design. Look at that. You get down in there?
No.
Or put the camera down.
I'll put the camera down.
So that could be a crew cabin.
Definitely got to go down now.
Okay. Why don't I hop down? You hold the hatch.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, one microphone.
So what? Somebody could actually.
Yeah, this could be a captain's cabin. So you've got space along here. You could make a bed, I guess.
God damn. All
you know,
right.
there's space. You could put some stuff down here. It'd be pretty cozy, but I've had worse cabins.
Yep.
You've got your electric charging, the Victron Energy systems down here. And again, like the way this boat operates and how many lithium-ion batteries it has, I'm not sure on. And it probably is above my pay grade. But I imagine this sort of kit on this boat is really important. So anyway, that answers that question.
Florida Nautical Surveyors is your complete solution to all your vessel surveying needs. Our team of seasoned experts, led by Malcolm Elliott, are the go-to solution for pre-purchase, insurance, or valuation surveys. Whether your vessel is steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, or even ferro cement, our surveyors have the knowledge and training to meet all of your surveying needs. Call Florida Nautical Surveyors today at 954-801-2140, or for more information, go to floриданauticalsurveyors.com.
Okay, let's walk up the starboard side of the boat and do this level, do a loop.
Oh, okay. Because you've got stairs.
Yeah, up to the Flybridge.
Boarding.
We've got side boarding gates.
What's the advantage of having a screen there?
I mean, I guess you could say it's visibility. There's no helm station here that I can see. So there's no aft helm station. That I can see. So,
Okay.
I mean, if you had an aft docking station, I guess you could see through that. It might just be a style thing.
thing, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that either. So side boarding gate there. This model of the Greenline is pretty cool because you do have a door here. So from the helm station on the interior, you've got that. We'll have a look at that from the inside in a bit, as well as a little window sliding this way there. So we're up at the bow, nice sun pad as you'd expect. This one has what looks like a small canopy to fold up over behind it, so it's got a bimini of some sort, which is nice. That's got covers on it. So give it some sunshade up there. Obviously we've got the windlass there for the anchor and a great big fender locker. Fantastic stuff. That.
You're really into your
I
storage.
do, I really like boats almost never have enough storage. So, and then anchor locker on that side.
Okay.
So that's all pretty nicely accessible.
And where is the anchor?
The anchor runs out through the bow.
Oh, okay. And what kind of bow would you call this?
I mean, these are a more traditional looking boat.
Yeah.
You know, styling wise, I think these are a lovely looking boat. You know, they're not ultra contemporary. You know, no axe bows, none of that sort of very forward looking styling on them. But you know, a lot of nice features. That's going to be going down to the master, I guess, that window there.
Yeah.
So that'll make that nice and bright. Solar panel. So that's something you don't see on every powerboat, but it is something that I understand on these. I think you can have some autonomy when you're sitting at anchor. You can actually run these boats for a period of time without having the generator running. So we've got some solar panel, and obviously with those motors, anyway, you're going to have quite a decent bank of lithium-ion batteries. So down the starboard side, these are really nice wide decks. Too, there's lots of space.
Yeah, what is this? It's over a foot, isn't it? But
yeah, it's actually really surprisingly wide. And then obviously fuel is there. We've got your waste. And waiting for the bridge. Plenty of activity here on the river as well. Never a dull moment. Let's head on up to the Flybridge. We've got lots of lighting around as well, all the way up those stairs there. That's a nice touch. I mean, this is a nice area. You know, and one of the areas of Flybridges are nice in Florida. If you're sitting there waiting for a bridge like that guy is, up here we've still got a nice breeze coming across.
yeah.
It is nice and cool. So seating wise, we've got a nice big U-shaped seating area here. Could be a dining table. It doesn't fold out any bigger than that, so it'd be a little tricky to dine at maybe. But you know, for one plate food, that would be okay. And then a sun lounge at the back. So that's a nice area there too, and it is all under that bit. There's storage, like there's some storage under here. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Fantastic stuff. A little bit of moisture in there, but
It's about.
yeah. And there's probably some going on under here too, I would hope, so under those areas. Okay, now let's look at the helm. I mean, it looks like any other helm that you'd see. There's nothing to me to give away the electric aspect of it. You know, these look like engine readouts. The Simrad is pretty standard. And then, you know, engine readout on that one, navigation there. Oh, you'd have your engine readout on those actually, so that could just be your heading or something like that. And then bow and stern thrusters, so that is something unique. A lot of the Greenlines are single engine. Actually, if you're really going for long range efficiency, a lot of these will come with a single engine. So they're not going to have the speed that this one would have. But if you're driving one of these with a single engine, having bow and stern thrusters, massive bonus.
Right.
Because docking them is definitely more challenging. So there we go.
So what, a rear bow,
Rear thruster and
rear
bow,
thruster?
yeah. So, I mean,
Is there one on each side, or is it in the
no,
middle?
it's just one in the middle. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's external pop
Yes,
out.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it'll sit off the transom of the boat, and it's just, you'll see like a tube. It's out of the water that runs through. So.
Cool. No skyhook.
No skyhook on this one. It doesn't have pods or anything like that. So to have a system like that, you need to have something integrating all of this. Not to my knowledge, but we'll double check.
I tell you what's quite. This is quite a traditional boat.
Yes, in many respects, except that it's got the hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not blowing my mind in terms of tech. It's quite understandable.
Appear it, but the tech is all down in the engine room.
Yeah.
That's where these are quite impressive. And you know, for people, I think these have been really popular with people coming from sailing boats, stepping into a motor yacht eventually, or people who are looking to live on board for extended periods of time and really travel, and they want better efficiency and this sort of thing. I think that's where the Greenlines have really come in.
Yeah, it's
but
traditional.
I think it's just such a cool system. So, you know.
But it's clearly intentional with the design of the boat.
Yeah.
The simplicity, and that it doesn't feel like a techie boat.
No, it's very owner-operator friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's a wall hard top above there.
Yeah.
I don't know if, let's see what, I reckon I can find out if...
Oh, you're going to do... You're gonna...
Yeah, we've got solar.
Okay.
So the whole roof up there is 4 big solar panels. Yeah, don't drop that camera. That'd make the day go badly. So I don't know how many watts each of those provide, but that's quite a lot of solar area there.
Yeah.
So that's where I guess you get the battery being able to be recharged for having that autonomy when you're sitting at anchor, which would be pretty lovely to not have to have generators running and that sort of thing.
Is that a smaller Greenline?
Sorry, what's that?
Is that a smaller Greenline in front of us?
Yes. Yeah, that's the sedan version. Yeah, so even on that one, they've still got 4 decent solar panels up there, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know how much that, I mean, they look like they could be maybe 300 or 400 watts each.
It does look like they're easily replaceable as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to make them more integrated to the boat, but I guess...
Well, I mean, you know, much like the hatch on the back of this boat, getting into that engine room, it's sort of forward planning, isn't it?
Totally.
So I think that's, you know, quite cool. I mean, I don't know what the lifespan on the solar panel is.
20 years.
Is it? Oh, did you just make that up? I love
Well,
that.
look, we're engineers. We're halfway there.
We're now engineers. So the last thing up.
Oh.
But of course, here's another grill area. I noticed we're missing the struts there, so I won't hold that back. But that's another pretty nice galley area.
A refrigerator under there?
Yeah. So, look, that's an ice maker. And what's on this side? And a fridge.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. We go look inside?
Let's go inside. We'll head back down and have a look at how it all opens up on the inside.
After you.
Michael here, founder, Concord Marine Electronics. I've got a lot of customers that ask us how it is we've been in business for over 32 years. And you can take a look at our glowing Google and Facebook reviews for yourself. But our customers tell me they come back because our proposals are so accurate and our service department is second to none. And on top of that, we've got the technical depth to handle any problems that might come along. We're proud to announce that we've just opened a new location at Lauderdale Marine Center where we're closer to our customers for better service. So when you or your customers are ready for electronic systems completed on time and on budget, call the experts at Concord Marine Electronics.
Okay, so here at the back of the salon, we've got a huge big expanse of glass here to begin with. Something interesting, the way this all opens up is kind of interesting. We've had to have a play with this first, we're not going to lie there. We've got a bifold door there to start with. And then on this side, we've got a bench here that folds down. You can see that. I'll get that little spoon holder thingy out the way. Sit that down on there. And then we open up these and this goes up. And I'm hoping that doesn't slam when it goes up. Beautiful. So then we have this whole area open and we've got supports here. I can't work out how to get those out, but your bar comes out like so.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. So how do we get those things out? Oh, there you go. Right, that was easy when you do it like that. Perfect. So how nice does that just transforms this whole area here? I think that's pretty impressive, actually.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So here in the galley, we've got some lovely staging. Through there, trash can. That's pretty traditional. Boat makers like to make use of a dead corner there. And we've got, oh, the sinks are all moulded. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, there goes somebody's coffee. And a cocktail shaker. Espresso martinis. But that's interesting, they're moulded into everything there. I don't know what that is. There's a cutout here. Oh, that's just a little, like, another little trash can. That could be for, like, fresh stuff or what have you.
That's for when you're chopping, I reckon.
Yeah.
And then you just sweep
That's
it
pretty
into
neat,
there.
isn't it? Okie doke. So the galley area. Now, this is, I have no idea what we're looking at here from a technology. It's ceramic plates, obviously. So these aren't induction. They do stay hot. Don't touch it with your hand. Good advice. That's interesting. It's showing you the voltage that it's drawing, which you don't often see, but perhaps these are a special version for, you know, made to run off lithium ion. So it's telling you your voltage that you're pulling down as well.
Okay.
One thing with electric boats, I think you would always be aware of the energy going in and coming out.
Range anxiety.
Yes, range anxiety, there you go, yeah. So, you know, you'd want to be aware of that, and anything electric like that would definitely be...
It's a good question, actually. Does it just plug into shore power like normal?
Yes, yeah, the white cable is back there, going up over the side.
Alright, straight into a pedestal. Okay.
So, apart from that, the galley is looking pretty good. We've got a drawer dishwasher there.
Behind you.
Like that.
Dishwasher?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a dish drawer. It's a Fisher & Paykel. They're a New Zealand brand. I mean, I think they're great for boats, and they're a pretty good piece of kit anyway. And then we've got a microwave down here. I think that is just, yeah, it's just a straight microwave. Pretty good storage everywhere. Nice little tabs on the drawers there. That drawer's pretty useful too. We
It's
love
the
drawers.
alfresco aspect of it, which is...
Yeah, this is pretty nice, isn't it? I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of the manufacturers have gone to having the galley in the arc of the boat.
Indoor, outdoor.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I think that's really lovely.
Oh.
So,
What have we got going on? Oh.
oh, they're filming something. Good thing is, they're not filming us.
A lot of police activity.
Over here we've got the fridge and freezer. Storage on this side. I'm not sure why this locker is open, but I guess that would make a nice cocktail cabinet or something like that. More storage down there. I think the storage is actually pretty good on this boat already. And power panel down here. So let's have a quick peek. What have we got here on that? For example, it's showing 100%, so I guess that's your batteries there. I don't know if one of those would normally show your drawer, what's coming down, and I imagine you'd be able to get it up on the helm as well. So, anyway, batteries are at 100%. And again,
I've never seen the Blackwater pump out actually having such a prominent position. Have you? Or is that standard?
Yeah. No, I think they normally are. I mean, again, these boats are kind of built for people who really cruise.
Yeah.
So you could use it more. Let's go through the floor. Do you think you could turn that stereo up some more? I can't quite hear
I don't
that.
know, maybe that's why the cops are here. What's this?
Wow. Okay, I'm going in.
Alright.
It's just a big storage locker. And I love it. I mean, this is amazing.
Camera's coming down.
Okay, it's all just it's all finished off nicely. And that's that, just a great big storage area. So I would say if you do long range cruising,
Yeah, perfect.
That would be amazing as a dry store for the galley. You know, apart from anything else, you could get some plastic tubs down there and throw a bunch of dry stores into it. So that- I'll get that closed. Oh, okay, don't stub your toe on that. We have the wine fridge here. More storage. It's not disappointing on the storage front at this stage. And I wonder if we've got even more under these cushions. That's an air handler over there. Yeah, there's some, I can see some storage lids under here as well. So they're really,
Blimey,
again,
yeah.
making good use of space.
So you could, would you go transatlantic in this?
No, you wouldn't have the range.
Right.
To start with, you wouldn't have the range. And I think I want more stabilisation probably. Want something.
Yeah, it's a
other
bit
than
small
just
to be
yeah.
thrown around, yeah.
But the range is the big thing. Okay, what have we got down here?
There we are,
More
we've got some
storage.
explanation.
That's pretty good size. And the TV down there and the stereo. Again, we've got, this one's a Fusion, so it's another system where you can have your iPhone
Yep.
Bluetoothed in. And up to the helm. So, I mean, okay, that's an air handler in there for your air conditioning, the chiller. So again, the helm, we've got a bolster seat, of course. Pretty nicely done. And, alright, what have we got going on here? This is where, I mean, I think it could be interesting. That's your gyro operation there. So that's the MC, the quick gyro. Now I don't want to play with it too much because they've obviously got it set up to how somebody drives. They've got your Yanmar units there for controlling the engines. But I'm just wondering whether anywhere here, we've got also engine readouts on that one. 95% charge is showing there, so I'm pretty sure you would be able to bring up on the screen here a setup showing, you know, what your power consumption is via, you know, and recharging and that sort of thing.
Yeah, where it's going.
Yeah.
What's being
yeah,
used.
what's using it. Bow and stern thrusters, again, all the same controls that we had upstairs.
It's a very clean cockpit.
Yeah,
Well, no,
it's
this isn't the
not.
cockpit.
No.
Is this a cockpit? Yeah, it's a
No,
cockpit.
it's a helm.
Helm. Helm.
And here is pretty cool, this side access door. So, if you're actually cruising and you wanted to go fresh air, you've got two little windows forward there that you could open and ventilate this.
Yep.
I mean, that to me says that probably they're trying to really extend that potential autonomy time at anchor. So if you were sitting at anchor, you could maybe keep the air conditioning just in the master cabin running and have all of this just open and have the fresh air. And you wouldn't need so much air conditioning.
That's a very strong.
Yeah, that would be my suggestion. But having this here for when you're docking the boat, if you're coming alongside here, that's pretty handy. So you've got all your controls there. So I think that door is a nice feature. But it's warm out there today, so let's shut that up. Okie doke. Let's go into the cabins. We'll start with the forward cabin. I mean, this is nice. That is a big bed. I mean, that's got to be verging on king size, I think. Maybe across the middle. I don't know. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Actually, that is definitely a king.
Do you think? I mean, it's on boats, you know, they're often shaped, so it's hard to tell. But I think when you look at that full width there, it's probably got the width of a king at that point. Lots of natural light flooding in through those windows above there. Yeah. Guessing storage? No? Yes? Yes it is. There we go. Great. And more in here. That's a nice big locker in this.
Would there be storage under the bed as well?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. No. Wow, there is drawers. So that's not
I
bad.
think grammatically there are drawers.
There are drawers, okay. Thank you.
I think
Fair
that's...
point. Fair point. I'll take that on board. Another hanging locker, and of course your TV that you installed on this. Yeah, I mean this is a nice cabin.
Yeah.
You know, for extended stay on board. You know, I mean the storage for clothes and things is always a bit limited on boats, but
What height are you?
I'm a bit under 5'8".
Yeah, so you've got a good foot above your head. When
And
you're
that's up
when you're
on the
down.
step. Yeah, down here
Yeah.
a lot. Now, this is kind of interesting because coming through I noticed we've got a shower on this side, which is really nicely done in a nice big space.
The entire area.
This is just your shower. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I love the split shower combos. I've seen it on a couple of other boats.
Yeah. So he can be having some business time in here.
Yeah. And the shower is still useful. This has got some great storage in here too. Little lockers there. Toilet paper is in that one. It's down in under here. So, you know, again, nice area.
Real teak.
Yes, it is. Yeah, nice teak touch there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does the toilet work? The head.
The head, electric. We've got some buttons over here. So it's pretty straightforward. You know, water in, more water in, and flush out. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
So
long gone are the days where you have to pump it with your.
yeah, there's none of the hand pumps or anything. So I mean, I think that's a really lovely
Yeah.
principal cabin. Now coming down in here, they've done something interesting. Maybe if we swap places there, and I'll just come into here. We've got this door coming into what could be your day head.
Okay.
So that's obviously, you know, with this door into the hallway here.
Is that a shower head as well?
It is. So these are a wet head.
Okay, that's what a wet head is.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's your shower and toilet all in one. But if you have a look up, that entire perimeter of the
Oh,
ceiling,
it's a curtain.
yeah, is all curtain hooks.
Ah, okay.
So you can bring a curtain around there and cover the whole thing in to keep it pretty dry. You know, it's never going to be a perfect thing, but you know, they work fine. And again, this is a 48-foot boat, so it's got a lot of accommodation for a 48-footer. And more storage, which I think is great. The electric head, and then we have the door going through
Yeah.
to the two cabins here. And I think these are identical on this boat. We've got twin beds here. I don't know if they can be connected or not. That all feels pretty fixed in, so it looks like you've got twin beds. But it would be pretty easy to have a centerpiece made if you wanted to convert this to a larger double, and just lay a mattress on top of that.
Yeah.
So that would be a pretty easy conversion. But look at this storage. Look at this. Oh no, it's not storage. It's a washing machine. Fantastic.
Is it washer dry or is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it would be time dry. There we go. It is. So that is pretty impressive. And again, you know, for this boat, let's say for a couple for long-term, long-range cruising, nice to have that on board, and a couple of great drawers underneath there as well. That's a locker down there. Bottom one.
The other one's identical?
Well, it doesn't have a washing machine. I can tell you
No.
that much. But let's see what it does have. Yeah, same bed arrangement.
Just slightly different.
So you could use that infill piece. And I'm guessing that is all just hanging locker in this one. Yep. There you go, that's a cushion filler there. For somewhere. And again, nice big drawer. I don't know if they are drawers. No, that's all probably tanks or something under those beds. So again, you know, not a bad space. And if you were a couple cruising longer term, you know, you can always take over one of these as a pseudo dressing room or something like that, for extra storage. Very nice. Yeah, I think this is a really great layout, and again, it's a 48-footer, so they've packed quite good space in. There's a little rock in here.
Oh, you're finding more storage?
I am. That has a fire extinguisher sticker on it. So that is where your fire extinguisher goes as well. So nice to have that handy.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think they've got a lot of useful space on a 48-footer. Technically, they're an interesting boat as well. Look at this, it's actually telling us what's going on. Except for the rocking thing, I don't really get rid of that. There we go. Oh, we're becoming engineers by the second. So that the engine feeds back into the battery. Look at that, low emission boating.
We'll give a link to this video.
Yeah.
It's the cheap
We'll
model.
have to put some links in there. That's pretty handy.
Cool. Right, let's digest stats.
Okay, let me grab my phone.
I'm John Krupe, retired boat captain with over 30 years experience. I know firsthand that keeping your vessel equipment and gear safe, secure, and organized is essential. That is why I'm excited to share with you an incredible opportunity at Oakland Warehouse District, right here in Oakland Park, Florida. Imagine having your own dedicated space, whether you need secure storage for your boat, your gear, a distribution center for your marine supplies, or a reliable base for your maritime business. With over 10 single bays, 4 double bays measuring 416 to 832 square feet respectively. They feature private ADA bathrooms, 10.5-foot ceilings, dedicated parking, brand new AC, impact doors, along with new roofs and completely renovated warehouse units, giving you the flexibility and security you need. Secure your unit today by calling my partner Chip Falkinger at 561-702-0691.
Alright, so that was the Greenline 48 Flybridge version, which is a really nice boat. I mean, everything's as it should be in here. It's nicely finished. It's got all the mod cons that you'd expect. I think it's ideally suited for a couple who want to cruise places. And the most interesting factor here is still going to come down to that hybrid system that I think is really cool. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to have a look at this today.
It does make sense.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I don't know, I don't know enough about it, obviously. I'm not an engineer. But the fact that if it gives you better efficiency, the engines on these boats are not super high powered, so the boat's going to be very efficient. And particularly if you're happy to cruise at, let's say 10 knots, 8 to 10 knots, those Yanmars that this will have, it'd be interesting to know the range on that. Your range extension on those would be pretty epic. They haven't tried to make it a super fast boat that can cruise slow. They're focused on the long distance cruising. So I think that's cool. And then of course you've got the electric power as well.
Yeah, you don't buy one of these for speed.
No, you're not buying this for speed. Yeah, not at all. That's not the purpose. Cruising, for comfort.
Yep.
I think a couple would have a fabulous time on one of these for a very long time. So what we'll do, we'll put into the description links to anything to explain, to show you, explanations of this hybrid system a bit more than we've gone into maybe.
Yes, I think that might be a...
It's technical.
Let's push off the responsibility of explaining the tech to...
Cool. I like pushing off the responsibility. So that has been our walkthrough discovery of the Greenline 48. Again, huge shout out to the guys at Yacht Sales International for having us on board today. And I really thought it was interesting. There's stuff on this boat that I wasn't expecting. What do you think, Lee?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a normal boat.
Yeah.
But it's hiding.
Yeah.
It's hiding its true potential.
Yeah, the interesting bit is really in that tech.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, see you on the next one.
Awesome. See you next time.